Okay, great. Well, now we are recording. Hi, Sarah. It's really good to see you, and it was really good to to connect with you last week, I think, as well in town in Anchorage, Alaska. It's not very often that I get to actually sit down with somebody that I want to interview in person because all my interviews are remote. So it's good to officially meet you again, and then also see you today online.
I know. Good to see you too. It's fun to share Alaska with you.
Yeah. You and your partner, I follow you guys on social media, and you and your partner do such amazing expeditions all over the state that I just am so in awe of. So, yeah, I really appreciate that about both of you.
Yeah, we're so lucky. We've set up our lives around being able to be outside as much as we can. It's really fun up
It's
here to be able to
important.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so go ahead and tell the listeners a little bit about who Sarah is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, nice to be here with you all. I am a lifetime Alaskan. I grew up here. I spent some time in other parts of the country and out of state for a while, but I always gravitated back toward Alaska because I love it so much up here. The lifestyle is really unique and fits really well with how I want to live, in connection with nature and being outside a lot and following the arc of the seasons. We have such extreme seasons here. um, but I have a professional background in well, let's see. I have a professional background in mental health and in fitness. And so through my business, I've been kind of weaving these three worlds together: outdoor rec, mental health, and training, and doing a lot of that through my online business, which is called Mind and Mountain. And it's evolved throughout the years, but primarily we do cross training for outdoor rec so that people can get outside and have as much fun as possible and prevent injuries. And then after, when things go wrong outside, come back and get back out there again in a way that feels good for them.
You mean come back maybe like after an injury?
Yeah, come back from an injury on the physical side for sure. Because I mean, I think whether it's like an actual physical injury or if it's just dealing with the impact of living a long life and aging and dealing with the way our bodies change over time. Maybe we need some extra training or some extra support. Can't just go off the couch in the way maybe we used to in our younger years. And then there's also the mental side of coming back. And sometimes after you've had the experience of something go wrong outside, whether it's for your body or with people that you've been with, sometimes there's this extra layer of intimidation or fear that's around. So we navigate ways to prepare yourself for that too inside of the training.
Mm-hmm. And you have a specific program for that.
Yeah, well, my programs are seasonally oriented. So I have a Ski Babes program that's specific for winter sports, and we're gearing up starting that this week actually. So that's for the skiers and the snowboarders, and for me it's ice skating these days. That's the sport that I'm really into in the winters. And also, I mean, any sort of winter navigating, whether it's just walking on slippery surfaces or all the weird stuff we do with our bodies when we're out in the mountains in the winter. And then there's Summer Strong, which is more summer oriented.
Mm-hmm. So when does you said the Ski Babes is going to start soon. What dates does that program run?
Yeah, that we're starting that up this week. So we're recording this on Monday, and I think it's going to come out on Wednesday if you're watching in real time. But so there's a cohort that's starting today, and you can join that anytime, and it's all recorded. So we're using the wonders of the internet to work across asynchronously, so people can join anytime this week or next to get in on that. This round, we train in 6-week periodized training cycles. So it's you start this week and you build up in difficulty across the next 6 weeks, and then we'll start another cycle in after those 6 weeks complete. So you can kind of jump
Okay.
in on it whenever. And then ideally you do a couple different rounds, because that's how our bodies get stronger, is as we train through a few different cycles.
Mm-hmm. So the
We
first
have
session
three.
starts
Yeah.
October 15th.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And so we talked about the purpose, and it's interesting because I felt like everything that you said I am that person. I'm a prime
Me too.
quintessential example,
Yeah.
because I've had knee surgery 3 times, and I used to climb really hard in my 20s. And then, also living in Alaska, there's not a ton of really good outdoor climbing unless you're climbing in the Alaska range, 12 pitch plus alpine routes, which not a lot of us are doing.
Mhm.
But yeah, you lose your strength and then you lose your confidence, especially coming back from a repeated injury where you kind of lose your identity as a mountain person and you lose your strength. And it's just hard to go back to climbing 5'5" or 5'6" after you've been climbing 5'10" for so long. So it's just mentally debilitating and physically debilitating. So this seems like a perfect program for me. So if anybody else can relate to that, this could also be a perfect program for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm raising my own hand too. It's like something I've been navigating too across the years, and this is year 12 of this program. I've had it online for 9 years now, and so I myself have gone through quite a few different arcs of that journey through these last 12 years as well. And there, when I first started as like a spunky person in my early 30s, it was like my body was doing a certain level of things, and I kind of built it when I was in that early stage of learning to backcountry ski and finishing my grad school in social work and taking on these first levels of some really big wilderness ski races. The Alaskan Mountain Wilderness Classic is a pretty ambitious long ski race, self-supported, and I was taking that on for the first time and super intimidated, and kind of got crushed the first year, like realized how much I had to learn and how much I needed to actually take that on. I did finish, but it was like the hardest thing I'd ever done. And then I went back the second year and like was teaching these classes in my day job, running a gym. And then I was going to grad school, learning all these mental health strategies at the same time. And I was recognizing how well all of those different skills, the like in the gym training that was helping me like build the muscle memory for the things that I actually needed to do with my body when I was out skiing, or all these other sports as well, but for me it was specifically in the skiing endeavor. And then the mental strategies were also helping
Mhm.
me so much in the like how I was, I mean, those outdoor times, we like reach the bottom of our mental health moments sometimes throughout those. um, and then it actually came together so well in that second year of doing that race, and we actually finished at the front of the pack, and it was completely mind-blowing, and I was like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I like broke through these glass ceilings of what I thought was possible for
Yes.
myself, and like, oh my gosh, like it completely shifted what I thought was possible for myself, not just in the mountains but also in life. It like inspired me to start a business and try to share these skills with other people so other people could have, it doesn't have to be the crazy big ski race, but like any sort of experience outside where you recognize like that maybe you're capable of more than you dreamed of. So cool. So
Mm.
just wanting to be able to put those different tools together in a place so more people can access them.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, because we do that to ourselves. More time goes by that you don't get back into the sport that you used to be so in love with because you were injured and your recovery took so long. And then you start to doubt, you have all this self-doubt, like, well, can I do that again? Is my body
Yeah.
going to do that again? And then you have these mental, so you think that you have, I mean, you might have had a physical block. Um, and then our body heals more or less back to what it was, but then you have a physical or a mental block and an emotional block of getting back into that sport that you used to love so much. And I think for me personally, I think with climbing, I definitely have an emotional and mental block to get back into climbing because it's like it's been so long. uh, I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm kind of nervous and embarrassed and a bit holding some shame to get back into it, which is hard for me to admit, but also that's real for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you can. I mean, it's hard to admit, but it's so real and relatable. I relate to that, and I know a lot of people in the community of people that I work with for sure. Our bodies, like I think we're sort of taught this idea that maybe our bodies are supposed to work as machines, as in like you put in the right such and such an
Yeah.
effort and you get like the exact result that you were hoping for. And I like had an era where that worked for me for a little while. And I kind of call it my like athletic privilege era, because I used to think that if I like did everything right, I would get like the results that I wanted. But that's just not the way bodies work.
No.
I mean, our nervous systems too are like out there trying to protect ourselves and keep us alive. But then, like, what if we want to do things that are sort of challenging and also bringing us incredible joy and time with time with our friends and time out in nature and like all of these experiences that we also want for ourselves. So yeah, I think we approach this in a really like you have to this is why I'm so passionate about training with a mental health and nervous system informed lens, because we're navigating these mental emotional challenges outside all the time, and we can start to like build not only the muscle memory for the like sport that you're going to take on, but also for the mental patterns that you'll end up in when you're outside doing stuff that starts to feel familiar to what might have happened when you got injured, or might you start to maybe compare yourself to where you used to be, or where your other partners are. There's lots of little, not little, they're pretty major emotional hurdles on the way toward getting back outside, and just learning to recognize that where you're at right now is an okay place. Is we have to work through all the different stages to get back into being getting back in shape again after an injury. So I think we can like practice a lot of that inside a workout space and learn what your patterns are and learn how to redirect them.
You said a word that really stuck with me there, comparison. Comparison, what do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And it's such an awful thing. I mean, sometimes in some ways it can be good to push ourselves, but to compare yourself to who you were before and to compare
Yeah.
yourself to others that you're ski touring up with the mountain is mentally and emotionally and physically draining. And it's unfair to ourselves to continue to do that to ourselves. So I love that you brought that up. One question I have about the program is, do you get to see other participants in the program? Do you get to know them? Are you building some sort of a sense of community with the people that are in the program with you during that session?
Yeah, this depends a lot on how people engage with it, because I teach live workouts. So I'm teaching some this year. This year in 2025, when we're talking about this right now in real time, I'm so passionate about nervous system and somatics. I'm doing a lot of somatic experiencing work, and I'm playing around with what it means to really center the nervous system inside of these workouts. So these days I'm teaching my current iteration of Ski Babes live. And so if people are available during those times to come to live classes, we can actually like work out together and play with these concepts in real time, kind of co-create, and let me know how it's like landing in your nervous system in real time. I'm really excited for those that can make it for that. But a lot of people who come to this too are just like very busy, have a lot going on, and they're just like trying to squeeze in any amount of cross training they can because they know it'll help. And so, the bulk of the kind of foundation of the program is recorded in my living room, but produced workouts that you can stream anytime. So a lot of people just come in and do the workouts and then go about their business. And then we have a community place where I'm always encouraging you to like share how that workout went, what were the high points and the low points, and then do the work of like building an outdoor rec culture where we can walk ourselves through all of these ups and downs, and not only share the wins, but also the hard parts and the navigating of the ups and the downs along the way. So there is a community building aspect of it. And some people take us up on that and some people don't. So it's kind of it's like, I think of it as a buffet. You can kind of pick and choose which aspects of it you want to engage with and leave the rest.
And you said that you're creating these workouts in your home. So I won't need a treadmill. I won't need an elliptical machine. Like you're likely using things that are in a home to make it more accessible for those that participate.
Yeah. Yeah. I made that really intentionally because I want it to be something we can access like with very low equipment. And a lot of folks who join are like, maybe they're in rural Alaska where there isn't a gym, or they're just like trying to squeeze it. Maybe lots of parents who are doing it while they're like watching their kids. And so you just maybe don't have a lot of extra stuff. If you want to add more equipment to it, you can like throw on a backpack and have some, like put some weight in a backpack if you want to add more actual weight to the experience. So it's like things that you would already have around. We use, I do encourage people to get bands if you don't have bands or weights around to do some upper body with. But other than that, it's really low, super low equipment. We use like a yoga block and maybe a backpack, maybe you can step up on the yoga block, maybe another step if you don't have steps in your house. But we're really trying to replicate the movement patterns that you do outside. We don't have like a bunch of gym equipment when we're outside either. So we're using things that we the other, I guess one thing I didn't mention is gliding discs, or else something that's slippery that will slide on your surface of your floor. I have like a hardwood floor, so you could use like a hand towel or something, and we use that to replicate being on a slippery surface like snow or ice or much of winter, and then playing around with finding stability on that slippery surface. Yeah, pretty low equipment.
That's amazing, and makes it super accessible for those that might not be able to go out and just buy weights, and they can also maybe just hold their kids up with their arms. Like,
I love that. That's like my favorite thing. A lot of people send videos of like doing the workouts with their cute little child or their pets. Oh my gosh, a lot of people with their pets, because if you're like working out on the floor, and a lot of dogs want to come and be a part of that, and so then you can send pictures, please, if you do that. That's my
send
favorite.
pictures. Yeah, my dog would just be coming up and licking my face.
Yeah.
He'd be very distracting for me. But Sarah, this sounds really amazing. Where can one find more information about your program?
So the easiest way is skibabes.com. I got the URL for
That's impressive.
skibabes.com.
That's amazing.
I'm pretty psyched. So that's the easiest way. That's specific to the Ski Babes program, which is the winter oriented one that we're starting right now. And go there for sure. If you want more information about me or the bigger picture of what we're doing inside of Mind and Mountain, I have a pretty active Instagram. That's my name, Sarah M. Histand. And the mindandmountain.co website has more about the whole business.
Okay. And can you give us a ballpark price point for this program?
Yeah, this is it's $160 for a 6-week training round, or $517 for the whole winter, which would be like 3 training rounds, like the whole winter worth. And yeah, you can also join on a month-by-month basis.
That's not expensive. That's not expensive at all. I mean, think about what a gym membership is. I can't even fathom. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. The Alaskan Club is a major facility that we have here in the state of Alaska, which the prices that they charge for membership are extremely offensive and exorbitant. But there's other local gyms too that I still believe are also way more expensive than that, even for a month membership or even a drop in. So I appreciate that it seems inexpensive, especially because you have so much energy and money and time and college and university work poured into this program. So thanks for making it even more accessible for people to attain.
Yeah, you're welcome. We've been working really hard to keep it as accessible as possible. And that's possible through being able to get the word out and being able to like bring as many people in as possible. So we always encourage people to tell their friends. It is like way more fun to train with friends, and you can do that virtually too through I have a couple people who like sisters who live in different states and who get together to do the workouts together on Zoom. So there's like creative ways to make it a community experience as well through, again, wonders of technology.
Very awesome. Okay, so we had decided that we were going to do a giveaway because this first session starts October 15th, which is only in 2 days. We've decided to give away the next session, one full session, right? So we're going to do a giveaway from October 15th through November 15th and do the drawing together. Some fun, creative way. We'll get together somewhere in Alaska and do a drawing on November 15th for the winner of the next session. And so hopefully that will be you. And to sign up for the giveaway, you have to just go to thesharpenpodcast.com, and it will be literally right there on the homepage. You don't have to click through any buttons. You just go there and it's boom right there. So that's how you can enter to win this program with Sarah. Yeah, is there anything else you want to add?
I'm glad to be able to be here with you. And I know your work is so important for preventing learning from what you have to learn from people's accidents experience, and then encouraging people to get back out there with that knowledge in mind. It's pretty sweet. If there's any way we can support that effort of like injury prevention and also the mental side about getting back out after things go wrong and we want to still
Sarah
be
can
a
do
part of the
that for you.
community, I'm here to help.
Sarah can do that for you. And yes, and like every single one of my guests has had a physical and or mental trauma from some sort of outdoor activity. And this program, I'm telling you, this program is built for that person. That's why I wanted to have Sarah on, because I am a huge supporter of who she is as a human, as a woman, and what she does as a person and as a business. So I want to give this to you, listeners. I want to give you Sarah. Everyone, this is Sarah. This is Ski Babes. Make sure to please sign up. And if you can't afford it right now, make a bookmark of it in your computer and then follow up with her later.
Yeah. We actually have a sistering support program too for people who can't afford it financially. So put in applications for that, or send us a note if there's financial challenges are part of what gets in the way. We have a mutual aid fund.
Wow. So you're just a shining light to this world.
Aww.
You're such a giver. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Sarah, for
feels
being
good.
here. Make sure to sign up for the giveaway soon. It'll be up on the website in 2 days. October 15th is when it will go live. And then, like I said, Sarah and I will connect November 15th to choose the winner.
Fun.